Alright guys, weekly forecast part 2. These are the pairs that we're going to want to buy the lows off of over the course of this week, okay? First one is Euro Kiwi. Alright, a new weekly uptrend has been established. Now, we're hitting a very wide zone of resistance. However, we did close at the 60 level of this weekly, so we've got a 60% chance of breaking this high. Alright, 60% chance statistically of breaking this resistance here, okay? And just, we always follow our system, we always follow our method. We're going to be buying the lows of this week. Alright, let's go down to the daily. Yeah, pretty intensely into this resistance. Definitely expecting some pullback, and then going to be buying off of that. 4 hour. What's really nice is we already have some 4 hour pullback. This is very nice. So let's draw the fibs on first. Alright, starting at the low of this support, low of this trend, up to the top. We've already kind of just tapped the 61.8. I'm thinking it's going to get probed. Let's throw on the EMAs and SMAs. Yeah, very likely could probe that 61.8 into here, right around that 1.72 sweet spot. The TMA is kind of high on this one, isn't it? OMA is going to be even higher, much higher. OMA has actually has shifted to a downtrend here. But I'm pretty sure that's temporary. I'm pretty sure this is a pullback leading into more of the same. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Let's throw on the PHL real quick. Let's hide those fibs. Okay, yeah. I mean, we will definitely be in that, we'll be in the lower quadrant right around here. Like, yeah, a lot of the action's around that 1.72. Alright, right now we're at 4 hour equilibrium, which means no trading on the 4 hour. Definitely no trading. I want to get down here. And that's actually in daily lower quadrant as well. Yeah, we want that, we really want that 1.72-ish and below kind of area. 1.722. Alright, moving on. And yeah, it's opening right at that weekly pivot, by the way, guys. So it'll be interesting. Just have to wait and see. Okay, now on to the most interesting pair of the week, in my opinion, is Pound Kiwi. By far the most interesting pair. So as you can see, we have established a new ATB uptrend across all the time frames. I love seeing stuff like this. But let's start with the weekly. So there it is. Okay, we're in obviously a very tight range, but it has to break out sooner or later. And we're going to cash out whether it does or not. So let's hit that daily. There it is. Getting close to some resistance. 4 hour. Now, what I like about this is I would buy this now. I mean, at market open, because this is the start of a new 4 hour uptrend. So, I mean, I would buy it at market open. If you don't want to trade, on Sundays, then maybe just wait. Maybe wait for a little pullback and buy that next burst up. But I'm gonna buy this at open. That's just me. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is just an educational video. Entertainment purposes only, I guess. Whatever I'm supposed to say. Okay, so as far as pullbacks though, I mean, we got the weekly pivot there. We've got some the SMAs and the EMAs are pretty tight behind that weekly pivot and that 1.93. TMA distant, much distant TMA. Trend lines. Not really relevant. Yeah, all kind of clustered around this 1.93. But I mean, I don't even know if we're going to see a pullback, to be honest. Because you look at the week, it's opening at 89. We've got an 89% chance of breaking out of previous week, and we've got a 76% chance of breaking out of the previous day, which is going to be right here. So will we see a pullback before then? Possibly. Could just, could just come down and touch that pivot. Could be like but that's pretty far from where it's closing. So we might not even do that. That's why I say I'm trading at the open. It'll be really, really nice if it gaps down a little bit. I don't know why it would though. It's got this momentum going up, but those are the kind of things you get really excited to see. It's like, oh, it'll gap down, okay, buy that up. All right, I don't even know why I'm moving this. I'm just going on to the next pair here, which is dollar Canadian. Dollar Canadian. You guys know the drill by now. Up to the weekly. Uptrend. Nice little burst there. Look at that, 131 relative to last week. Pretty nice. Not as nice as the pound Kiwi, but pretty nice nonetheless. There we go. Okay. Hitting some trendcoat resistance here, so I'm hoping for a little pullback so then I can buy a little bit away from this overbought area, maybe down to the midline. We got a level 3 swing here. Maybe that can hold, and we can see a little bit of a pullback action around here. Yeah, right. All clustered in here. Okay. Well, now that our chart is a chart on drugs, let's take a look at where we're going to be focusing on. Starting on this EMA and SMA 150 area. Well, of course, starting with the next weekly pivot. Okay. 1.308, I guess. And then possibly puncturing the trend line, possibly this one as well. I mean, there's just such a high chance that it's going to be breaking out of this daily. I mean, it's going to hit this resistance, might just come down, touch the pivot, might continue up. All right. Yeah, I mean, 85% chance of breaking out of the day. It's pretty good. 91% for the week, which is the same as this last day. Okay, so pretty freaking high. Might just come down to the pivot. Ignore the rest of this. Might not even come down to the pivot, to be honest. So, yeah, it's up to you guys. If you, I don't like entering trends late. This would be considered late. I only like it, well, I'm not going to get too much into it. All my, methods and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to say that if there is no pullback here, I probably wouldn't enter unless I choose to go up to the daily. Even then, no, that wouldn't work. If you'd have to go and be a position trader on this one and, get your stop there. Or if you're super conservative, something like that or that. Yeah, I'm not that long term of a trader, so we'll just see if there's a pullback. Which there might not be. Might be too late for this guy. We'll have to see. Let's hope this turncoat holds up. All right. Dollar franc. I'm gonna be speeding this up a little bit, guys. I feel like this video is already dragging on too long. Not trying to bore you guys to death. Weekly established, weekly uptrend. Not quite in that overbought zone yet. Also, on the daily, we got some confluence going on. Look at that. Look at those 2 zeros going on. It's really nice. I like seeing stuff like that. 4 hour. Okay, it's been happening for a minute. Hoping it hits this resistance. Well, we're hoping there's a pullback and then it hits the resistance, obviously. But look how tight these MAs are. Very tight. Now some future resistance happening with the trend line and resistance. We're not really going to be we're not too concerned with that. We're just looking for it to pull back here. Yeah, TMA. It's much too distant. Oh no, a little too tight there. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just a very, very slight pullback before the trend continues here. Might stay tucked in a tight range in 63 and 66. It's not really super convincing. Like the last couple pairs were with their like 80 and 90% chances. This is likely to be likely to consolidate as the HMA forecasts. Tight range, not super convincing percentages. Hoping for that, just that weekly little pivot touch in the MAs and then I guess with fibs. Maybe about the same. Close enough. Okay. Yeah. Right around the 38 to 50. Maybe not even the 50. Just a little touch there, and then maybe continuing keep in that range for now. All right, that's dollar franc. Not incredibly fascinating. Let's look at this real quick. Okay. Let's move on to a much more fascinating pair, the dollar peso. It's been looking pretty interesting lately. Okay, on the weekly, after this huge downtrend, we finally got our bull spike on the weekly. That's really waiting for it seems like forever. 2 on the day, and that's support area. And yes, very late on the 4 hour, overdue for a pullback, and then for a buy for the for like a long-term bull run. So we got the weekly pivot here. Got our averages just a little below the 100s. All right, then we got the 50s, the OMA. This trend line is really steep. It's definitely breaking that. It's we're looking more around this trend line here. More around here. That's pretty much it for that. It still has a high chance of breaking the previous week and day. Not the day, really. The week, though. 75%. But it's just so, like, kind of semi-Pinocchio barish here. Just some... This just really looks like... 75 could continue up, and then just you see that decline, and then maybe boom, bounce off that trend line. Who knows? Definitely just waiting by that low. Let's